There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
Avengers Infinity War. Wait, gotta show the shirt. Game of Stones with Thanos on the throne. Avengers Infinity War is the third Avengers movie, the 19th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For most, this is the most anticipated movie of the year, and with good pleasure, I will not be going into spoilers in this review. This is going to be a spoiler-free review. I will have a separate review full of spoilers sometime over the weekend. Basically, here's what your main plot line of Infinity War is that the Avengers team up with the Guardians of the Galaxy to take down the powerful Titan Thanos, played by Josh Brolin, who has a gauntlet, and he's trying to collect all 6 Infinity Stones, and they have to stop him from doing that. That's basically your gist. If I tell you anything else, I could be going into spoilers. Infinity War met my expectations. I don't think this is a perfect movie, but it's definitely one of the best in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I can't figure out if it's in my top 5 or my top 3. There's a lot of movie here to digest. I'm still taking it in. I'm probably thought about it for an hour. I mean, my showing probably ended close to 10 o'clock. And I'm still thinking about it. It's a 2.5 hour movie. With 70 characters, you need all the time you can get. And for those of you wondering if the movie is overstuffed because there's 65 to 70 characters, maybe a couple times here and there, but the Russo brothers really do the best job that they can, or anybody could, trying to balance all of these characters in a 2.5 hour movie. This is the culmination of 10 years. This is what we've expected. This is what this whole cinematic universe has built up to. And to see it done as good as it can be done, in my opinion, this is probably the best it can be done. Of course, there's going to be flaws, but they pulled it off, and they pulled it off magnificently. Some of the flaws, yeah, it does feel overstuffed at times. There's a couple of storylines where I'm just like, well, you know, I mean, anytime Thanos wasn't on screen and something else was happening that wasn't, it was still interesting but wasn't as interesting as to some of the other stuff that was going on, or Thanos, I was just like, just get back to Thanos. Which brings me to Thanos. Right from the get-go, this guy proves he is the best villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the MCU has really had a reputation for weak villains. I mean, I just rewatched the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe minus Black Panther because there's no physical possible way to watch that right now, unless if I go see it in theaters, which I didn't have time to. But from Iron Man through Thor Ragnarok, I rewatched. And I gotta say, I don't understand why people say there's a villain problem. Yeah, sure, there's your weaker ones, like Malekith from Thor the Dark World, Vanko from Iron Man 2, the worst villain of the entire cinematic universe, Red Skull. But, like, I mean, none of them, even Vanko, I mean, they're all functional. I mean, Vanko might be bad, but I take that. Take back saying he's functional, but I mean, he's probably bad. The rest of them are pretty decent. Even Malekith. Malekith is considered one of the worst villains, but he's decent. But Thanos just makes everybody look like shit compared to him. Basically, that's the best way to put it. Thanos isn't just that villain. That's this big Titan guy who's big and strong and just punches people. He has a purpose. He has a goal. There's an end game to his plan. He's not just, oh, big punch guy. Good. I'm glad they didn't do that with Thanos. That's something DC would do. Sorry to knock on DC, but I feel like that's something they would do. And Thanos really is the one that carries this movie. If Thanos does not work in this movie does not work. That's the best way to put it. Thanos is the heart and soul of this movie. You pull him out of the movie, you strip him away, it's not a great movie. It's a really mediocre movie without him. He elevates this. And that's not to take away from the other aspects of the movie. The action scenes are really fun. The fight scenes are really fun. The cliffhanger, there is a cliffhanger at the end. Cliffhanger of the century. It's shocking. It's emotional. It's sad, but there is a cliffhanger. And somebody in front of me said, "You've got to be shitting me." Literally. Expect a lot of death and destruction, because that happens in this movie. I won't say who dies. We'll leave that for the spoiler review. But there is a lot of it. It's when the humor happens, it works. There's some really great jokes. There's great humor. Not all of it lands, I'll say that. There's not as much as I was expecting. But I think what makes the humor work is that it's when certain characters show up and you know that they have these humorous quirks that we've seen in their respective movies, those humorous quirks stick with them. Like when the Guardians of the Galaxy show up and they start cracking jokes, you're like, oh, yep, that's the Guardians of the Galaxy. Tony Stark shows up. It's like, oh, yep, he's cracking jokes, just like Tony Stark. So everybody's got their own quirks, and it works with it. The pacing might be a bit off because there will be periods where you're just like, what happened to some of these characters? Like, where are they? It takes a while to get back to characters. But, I mean, when you have 70 characters, you can't just do, like, 30-second scenes with each character. It's a really big movie to digest. Some people might find it exhausting. Some people might find it a bit, not exhausting, but a bit overwhelming. I can see why. I really enjoyed Avengers Infinity War. I don't know, it's definitely higher than a B+, but I can't grade the movie just yet. Because it's not an A+, but I'm on the fence about deciding whether or not it's an A or an A-. I need a little bit more time to process that. I'm glad I could get my thoughts out of the way on camera so you could see what I thought about the movie. It's just the grade itself that I'm going to give it, I can't give it in this video. Because I don't know if it's an A or an A-. I just have to think it over a couple more times. Think over what happened in certain situations, what happened at the end, what happened at the beginning, a couple things in the middle. I really can't give a grade for this. One other negative for the movie, Hulk really disappointed me. I thought that he was kind of a waste, and I'll explain why in my spoiler review. But that's really it. So I'm not going to grade Infinity War, but I'm going to give it a very high recommendation. And here's what I'm going to do. Since I'm not going to be grading on a letter-based scale for Infinity War, I am going to show you where it ranks in my Marvel Cinematic Universe rankings. I made a list after I watched the entire Cinematic Universe and saw Black Panther for the first time back in February. So this is the current ranking. And you can see where Infinity War ranks. And it's pretty high up there. It's a really good movie. It's definitely better than Age of Ultron. Critics, I think, might be going a little too hard on it, but we'll see. Guys, thank you for watching my review of Avengers Infinity War. Stay tuned for some spoiler discussions and reviews about it. Go see it. My name is Alex Madden. I will leave all my links for my social media in the description below. You guys are the best. I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud.